Secret maybe not off to a good start already, but we can't really pivot everything on one single frag. Tirapong says, okay, have a second one. Dubstep does get that trade-off, as Wit's still trying to fight his way out of Garage. Dubstep has marched forward just a little bit. Tirapong and Majesty, they get theirs.
Off the gravity well, as Borkum will have to at least get the half of this, because it's still a 2 versus 1. The double swing, the challenge, especially with the suppress, Team Secret are doing a really good job at delaying basically everything from FWE, but the thing is, they're going to incur the wrath of the 5 players, so it's going to depend on how well they can actually play for trades, but not well enough. Just beautiful stuff coming overall. The overdrive setup for Killua here, and he's going to try to rampage in. Dispenser not hitting the shot. It's all down to Borkum. Is the time now? It's the time side of A, just to get that information. That's why Team Secret are actually gravitating towards B and C. Oh, this is going to be actually pretty good. Nobody gets flushed out just yet. Borkum does have a little bit of contact on C Long. Does win the battle. And it seems like this two-pronged approach from FWE is getting dismantled somewhat. Dubstep starting to heat up.
Ooh.
There's Jit Boys. Could actually probably run for A if he decides to do so. If he just knows that Wits and Borkum are coming right then and there. Oh, the swing. Nice little flank from Borkum. Nice little...
Makes them stand out, because just being good, it's a standard that they have to get it.
Oh my God.
Maybe it's the aggression. Opening up the site for his team as Borkum tries to maneuver himself out of the site. He does fall a step lower, but with his gun in hand, Tirapong still wins the duel. Dubstep does get the trade out, as well as the rest of Secret, and suddenly a wild torrent going in the...
Still, Killua and Tirapong are alive. Again, as I mentioned, these two have been such a very powerful tandem, and Wits is already down. That's going to be the signal to go straight up for A, mayhaps. Killua. Oh, he spotted. Oh, he cannot get away. Jesse Bash. Timing on the recon dart is absolutely sublime, but cannot follow through on Apinya. Dubstep now decides to maybe go for the peek out. Flash. Good for 2. Good for 3. Dubstep for it so that doesn't give away his positioning. The lockdown utilized. They're going to have to start charging right in. The double swing. And they could actually, I think there's a volley maybe to destroy this lockdown, but they're going to have to double peek it. But it's not going to work. All right, that's a big commitment, as now it turns into a 2 versus 3. Borkum still hidden at hell here. He could explode for a really good takedown, and he goes for 1. Now the spike is planted. It's all down to him. Goes in for the...
Disadvantage is going to give them that much less control, especially with Killua, that gap closer, that space maker. And now with Tirapong, that front line has been weakened considerably, and now the back line is starting to take hits. Dispenser and Dubstep can't have one without the other, apparently, as Apinya is the last person alive, and he will make a valiant effort to resist this Team Secret march.
Speaking of March, Borg control of the B side. 1 is in the back of the site. It's going to be Borkum, but he's been spotted by Tirapong. Jesse Bash gets zapped with the finger blaster from Killua. And look at this. A spear in the center of the map has just punctured the defense of Team Secret. Dispenser trying to be the hero. A lot of his kills have been turned into rifle and Bladestorm kills, but Operator, I don't think we've ever seen even a single kill with the Operator about now. I could be wrong though, but it just feels like that way. In any case, FW always with this bang up an approach. The wall, the fault line, and the kaboom boom that Breach brings to the table. Again, a very massive whiff from Wits. Borkum got the nice HP, but he's got the Spectre in hand, so here we'll have to call the heal from Tirapong. And I love this recon dart. Actually bypasses the wall and everything. Bash needs to get a little bit more value on that Guardian of his. Absolutely not. Dispenser, though, lights up B site with the Spectre in hand. One more flick, and that's going to be it. Entertaining to see, and actually effective, and as you can see, really worth the while for FWE. Anyways, 2-pronged approach. It's going to be the charge in through C-Long as well as Garage, and the trade's a little bit abundant. Killua already coming from the behind. No dashes or no slides in hand. So it's going to be just him and teammate against the world. Dubstep now corralled through onto position on default.
Out. Dispenser tries to get one, and he does successfully. It's Tirapong, but Killua and the rest are so quick on the trade. The classic on the side of Borkum. He gets one, but he does get cornered by the rest of FWE. that's all they get. A brilliant
Dubstep,
eco
though.
still. Dubstep again, who's been rising up to the occasion. But where did Opinia come from? Jesse Vash sitting in his corner here, but does he know Wits is here? Oh, and he goes to try and take and settle the smokes in. Jit Boys now has a task to find these two wonderful gentlemen who's been playing a lot of mind games. He has to sit on this. And Wits is like, you know what?
Wow.
And Killua, maybe a little confused which angle he really wants to hold. So far hasn't really caused any reasonable damage. But here we go. The trades are coming in. Secret, they flood in. This is looking fairly dangerous for FWE as Dubstep, still the man of the hour, which hasn't been the greatest modicum of success for them, as Majesty still in this corner, which has been the death of them by Jitboy, and this time potentially from the breach. But now two fronts is too many to handle as Wits and Jesse, they slice up.
This is still really doable for FWE, by the way. They can isolate a couple of fights. Good bait plays overall, and Tirapong manages to explode for 2. He's taken no damage whatsoever. And now he can try to just get the information. I think he saw the shadow of Jesse Bash, and now Jesse gonna have to go away. That blade also making known that Dubstep's presence is actually all the way through C-Long. Tirapong is fully blinded, and that recon dart gives all the information for Jesse to play the situation.
Or they will meet later is going to be just raw gunfights. But look at this. Another team secret special. They lure out so many ultimates that somewhere else too. And Opinia may have put a wrench in that plan.
This might not look too pretty because they lose the pinch that Dispenser has given his team. Still though, Wits expecting the Rolling Thunder to come in. It still does not work. Oh, that takedown from Dispenser might have really hurt Team Secret here. And Dubstep, he was making all the noise on spawn, on aces. 30 seconds, Team Secret really riling the clock here. They're gonna supplement the push with the ultimate, but the Cloud Burst just does absolutely nothing. Tirapong somehow still gets hit by the Hunter's Fury, and right behind him, he's actually bought the Fury of Jesse Bash to Killua, exposing him to Dubstep, and somehow they get the A site absolutely perfectly and turns this into a 3 versus 4. Okay, I see you. The best lineup of the shock darts. Just bounce it up, full charge, 2 bounce, it's gonna be good. Judge in the hand of Jit Boys does nothing.
No.
But Opinia, lockdown destroyed, and the shock dart is coming in, but he's starting to defuse this. They gotta actually spot him out, and they will in the end for the Thai scene. But they have been so out there. Great tracking from Jit Boys, by the way. Doesn't expose Opinia's position, so he's also still good for another frag. Not looking too hot for them. Jesse Bash has to push through the smoke so that they can at least bring back Dubstep to life. A la Evanescence. He's still holding the one angle there. Are they going to go rotate all the way around? The relay bolt, as well as the fast lane activated already. Borkum just goes straight up for the fast peak, and now it's turned into the 1 versus 1. Dubstep versus Majesty. Dubstep playing on the back of the site. Throwing out the flash. Forces back Majesty, but he does have the fault line. Will get stunned, and it's starting to corral onto Dubstep, who still hits the shot. He heard the jump. Icebox did play the Sage, so there is some gravitation towards the healer, the healing sentinel, as part of how they approach the game. Again, it is really good
Job. Very, very well here. So Dubstep, he might go for a chase here. Asarai into the kitchen, but that's going to weaken their defense momentarily as he's going to be preoccupied. Well, not anymore. It's been dealt with, and now they have full reign on this retake.
Ooh, what a shot from Jitboy. Now, ow, another one. Just hitting them all, isn't he? Swift trade will come through. And Team Secret.
The spike still has not been committed to any of the places really, but Jesse Vash has a Vandal of his own. A classic hold with a classic skin from one of our more classic players. Secret, they look very, very impressive on this round.
Spencer really loves for that lurk, man. Turns into what? Sometimes it works for him, but people just try to expect it a whole lot more. Bash, yeah, that recon dart just made it so. Dubstep can try to pick up the weapon now as he puts himself into a 4 versus 1. Good fight onto Apena. Tries to go for the fight. What a shot onto Jit Boys. Can't, because of the fact that there's just so many corners that I think the Recon Dart just doesn't effectively spot out. Anyways, that's really awkward. Apena's still here on the high ground, boosted up onto the wall. Tries to cross into the crosshair of Wits, but that's not going to happen. I love this double up from both FWE players, but this is going to force them back out. They're going to have to reposition. Tirapong very close, but Wits is hitting those shots, already vying for the ace. Drops right in. Not going to be possible. And Tirapong always
booming at the mouth here. Like I said, when you have that Sage Wall, you don't really have to fight for Orange anymore. They do get a fairly safe flank. A little bit of a corner that he's found himself in. Safety as Dubstep chops up Khalil. Where did he come from? Jit Boys with the trade is too quick. Dispenser gets one. He waits out the res. Can't really get the kill. So it's still a 4v3. Jit Boys steady on that off, but Jesse Vash, he is ice cold. The Patriarch, he gets one, but Dispenser falls. Borkum finds one through the wall. 2v2. But look at all this utility, Aserai. It's not really working out, or is?
I was gonna maybe mention the lyrics. Anyways, it's a song that I don't want to sing because Tirapong is here to perform. That's the explosion they were hoping for. I think they just wanted to make sure that Dubstep didn't have the dash anymore. Jesse Vash double with the Hunter. Oh my god, Dubstep even comes in with a shot of his own. And through the fire and flames they go. They really get burnt off, and this double operator is still getting its mark. Jit Boys has already been spotted, and Dubstep not gonna miss. And Full Sense, but FWE is actually that one team that has beaten Full Sense quite convincingly. How does... Okay, it was through the tag anyways. Borkum is still here at first contact, and he hasn't been spotted out just yet. Wits and Dispenser making a damn good case. Tirapong gets enough to get himself that charge up. Trades right in, and as the smoke dissipates, Dubstep just denies.
Still really pushing the tempo here. Truly not a pusillanimous gentleman, but it even bites him in the back as Killua with a Guardian seals his fate. Borkum finds Jit Boys on the other side of the world, but what can FWE do here? Especially with just Opinion Killua left. Jesse eliminates one of their problems. Killua, we know he can clutch, and we know he's capable of doing these things. He finds his first victim, but time is winding down, and that spike position has not moved a single inch. Dubstep potentially tempting fate. The ace clutch? No, Borkum says no. Absolutely. Is this one of them? As FWE, they look far more impressive. Wits pushing that wall. What a flick onto Killua. Beautiful adjustment. Now pushes yellow. Nearly finds a second, but it's Dubstep actually on a massive flank. He gets 3 for himself. And Majesty tries to fend off the rest of Secret. But look, oh my goodness. I think they went shoulder to shoulder again. A dance of both Sentinels. But Wits, I think it's only one step.
What?
Huh.
How did he know?
Maybe he's just anticipating the rotation, because again, he did get that initial contact, but Apena gets the hand above Borkum, or rather the upper hand. Well, I don't know how those words came out of my mouth, but Apena, those bullets coming out of that ghost, seems to be giving him the affirmation and the validation he needs. This Dispenser here could potentially cut off a major rotation in the form of Majesty. Tries to play off contact of his Phantom 6 man here. But the shots, they favor FWE. Dubstep, lone man, will now be encapsulated by that blue orb.
Good value, actually, as it spots out Killua at the back of the site. They can still wait it out just because they still have some time left. And again, technically they do have the weapon advantage, but they still cannot play too bait from this, because again, it's Killua and Tirapong who have been the terror of Team Secret. And speaking of which, it's now turned into the 2 versus 1. Vash is playing super close to Tirapong, and he actually catches him off. Is he gonna hear the flank coming in through his opponent? But regardless of, Vash now actually has his Hunter's Fury. So regardless of which, Jit Boys, what was that? Actually jumps right back out. Recon Dart will be exposing him. Jesse Vash looking to wrap all the way around to the back. How quickly can you actually flick? Well, quick.
which is here. Majesty has found Jesse, so information gathering is going to be somewhat blind for them now. Do they know where the spike is? They haven't covered any of the rotation routes either. So Secret, they're going to have a pretty mundane walk to the site. All they really have on FWE is some presence towards orange. This pit has been completely occupied. A fortress, a bastion perhaps. This is looking far more perilous. This could be the end for FWE. And Majesty exposing himself like that, even getting tagged by the vulnerability on that alarm bot. Not a good look by the Pina. He could potentially salvage this. The trades are here. Majesty gets one. Down to yet another 1v1. Is this her Secret Service? His Majesty's Secret Service? No, it's Wits with a tour de